Before I break down this nationwide story, I must not only increase my bust like the person that I'm about to be talking to, but give her all of her flowers. Wendy Williams, I was introduced to in my freshman year of college, and I was introduced to her by the interview she did with Whitney Houston.
Who are you talking to?
To you, Whitney.
Ask me no questions like I'm a child. Y'all want to know what I'm doing all the time. I don't give a shit about what you're doing all the time. You guys so nosy, man. You don't even know what I do. Like you said, you never met me. You don't know me. You ain't been in my house. You don't live with me. You don't sleep with me. You don't do shit with me, but talk about me. So watch what you say. Watch what the you say. And if I was really like back in the day in North, I'd meet you outside. I'd meet you outside. But I'm a lady and I have a class.
That was the very first time that I've heard her voice, I've heard her interview, and I immediately began becoming obsessed. I started looking up her previous content, I started to research myself about who she was, and shortly after that, she came out with the Wendy Williams talk show. I remember being in college, and me and my friend group, we would quote her on a consistent basis. Something that she would say on her show, we would repeat like it's just commonplace banter. And even to this day, I say Wendy when I am trying to emphasize a phrase, and that was based upon that era in my life. Right? I actually did a music video tribute to Wendy Williams as well, and I put it in the guise of Beyonce because in the beginning I said, you know, since you are the Beyonce of talk show hosts. Before Wendy, we got hot topics, but they were never delivered in an urban and unapologetic way like that. And as a broadcasting major from the University of North Carolina at Greensboro with a master's degree in communications, I was very turned on by her style. So I gave her a music video tribute. We dressed in all red leotards, and I hit a death drop for that, just like I did this past weekend. You saw that death drop. I barely got up after that, but I rose. Okay, so I gave her a tribute, and what I did was I was getting it to her the same way I got Erykah Badu hers and Nicki Minaj hers. I was spamming the girls on Twitter, right? And naturally speaking, the Wendy Show blocked me on Twitter because of that. But not only did they block me, Wendy Williams then came out with a promo where she is voguing wearing, you guessed it, all red. Time I didn't understand the industry, so of course I was butt-fucked hurt by Nicki Minaj. I was butt-fucked hurt by Wendy Williams blocking me on Twitter, but I was going about it the wrong way. Now as a star, I see that was the wrong way to get them something that I gave them in homage to them, and I don't have any issues with neither Nicki or Wendy at this time. Say spam them, I mean spam them. I mean, I would be on TweetDeck, right? Which is the application that you can use to monitor your Twitter. And I would just copy and paste. Anybody said anything about these people, I would just tag and paste. And I would do that religiously until somebody said something. Well, the only person that said something was Erykah Badu, and you see how that turned out. We're working on Rihanna next, but, you know, she's been having a baby and stuff like that, but you didn't hear that shit from me. You didn't hear that shit from your mother. So, fast forward, Wendy Williams, again, she's doing her thing. She has talk shows that's going down. The Wendy Williams show has become a staple in my livelihood. Like, every morning at 10 o'clock a.m., right before I came on here, even over the past 4 or 5 years, I would turn on her show, see what she was talking about, and then echo what she was talking about on my show. Now, mind you, as I demonstrate myself, broadcasting myself, raise your hand if you see the Wendy Williams in me. Raise your hand if you see it. You should feel it because, again, I watched her, I studied her, and I made it my own in a version of tarot, infused in that, created what you see today. So I have a lot of flowers to give to our girl Wendy, and I really miss you. I really do. So fast forward, you know, we saw the moment where she fell out in her Statue of Liberty costume. Right? That was the beginning of what the hell is going on with Wendy. And, you know, she played it off. She said she got too hot, and she recovered and went right back to work. Bravo, by the way. You know. So Somebody says, I see Bootz in you. That's all, nobody else. Thank you, but I'm trying to give Wendy her flowers, so don't get in the midst of that trying to be a supporter of me, but I love you, girl. So she fell out in that damn costume, but she kept up the show, I think, 1.5 more seasons? And then this past, I'm trying to keep this short, this past, we just started to see her show up to work less. They even started to infiltrate, like, guest hosts into her show, and Sherri Shepherd was able to ink a deal based upon her filling in for Wendy Williams at the time of her going through some health concerns that almost caught everybody off guard. I mean, raise your hand if you was caught off guard. I was caught off guard. I didn't know, you know. It seemed like it happened so fast. You know what I'm saying? And me as a conspiracy theorist, we're going to talk about what I believe went on. Okay? It happened so fast. Like, you know, her decline, her health decline. Next thing you know, her staff ain't getting no checks. And mind you, when you have a talk show like that, if you don't go to work, don't nobody get paid. Luckily, they were able to make the transition to Sherri Shepherd's show, which is now at 3 o'clock p.m. in the afternoon, and I have not been watching it. How's Sherri doing? Is she doing okay? I don't know what's going on. I be at work when she go on, so I just normally watch my Mike and Kelly, and they give me all the Caucasian tea I need, but I am not getting the tea like Wendy would give me the tea. Like, I need the tea. So I started to render the tea my damn self on this platform on social media. If Wendy ain't gonna do it, then I'm gonna do it for myself because I enjoy watching me after the show. I know that sounds kind of vain, but if you're not your number one fan, I don't know who the fuck is. So fast forward, she's going through some health concerns. We haven't seen a lot of her. We saw a picture of her on a swing looking disheveled, and I was kind of like... She said she was coming out with the motherfucking podcast. We still waiting on it. But when I saw her on that swing with no lash, I kind of felt like something was going on. But I did talk about it because I was like, who is producing her? Why the hell would you have her on there on that swing with no lash on? It was starting to bother me. So here recently... Ooh, was that Wendy? Did y'all hear that? Am I tripping? Well, Spirit, whatever you want to say, you have the floor. Feel free to, come on through. If you need to use the audio, go ahead and use the audio. You have my permission, Spirit. Thank you. So, we started to get some promo about a documentary that was coming out. Now, mind you, we'll talk in a minute. But the documentary came out the same day as I had a dream coming true. So when I go to the hotel, we put it on, but we're on such a high that I'm not really digesting it the proper way. I then go back and watch the documentary like yesterday after I watched Mia Coppola, and we're going to talk about that momentarily. I go back and watch it, and I have so many mixed feelings. Okay, the first things first. I'm a conspiracy theorist, okay? So before I read anything on this, I need to tell y'all what I think. I think we all need to look up Project MK Ultra. How can I put this in the context people can understand? Have you ever watched American Horror Story Season 2, Asylum? Have you ever watched that? I want you to pay attention to the last episodes and Jessica Lange's character and what happened to her. The decline was very fast, and it was all based on trauma-induced therapy to make you dissociate. I'm trying to say this without, divulging too much information. There's a school of conspiracy theorist thought that says that anybody in the public eye has what's known as handlers. These people are have the knowledge on how to control the human brain for purposes that are beyond entertainment. I feel like when I was watching Wendy's behavior on that documentary that I was watching something unnaturally develop with her, and I feel like it was based on what everything is based on in entertainment. Money. As I was watching the documentary, I don't understand the conservatorship at all. I don't get it. I don't get why if the bank has some suspect, is it two things going on here? Maybe you guys can help me. The bank put a hold on her money because they felt like there was somebody fucking with her money. But what does that have to do with her having guardianship? Is these two different things going on? Somebody please elaborate. Is Suzanne here? Suzanne, are you here? Anywho, I'm confused as to why her money being on hold has her in a guardianship. That's my first thing. My second thing is Kevin was her handler, not her husband. And again, sometimes the subjects of MK Ultra fall in love with their handlers, and their handlers are considering their relationship with the talent work. This is why Kevin was able to do what he did, and we are not really sensing an air of remorse because Kevin was assigned Wendy. I know this is abstract for some of you guys, but hopefully you guys are keeping up. A handler is there to program the mind of the talent. When the talent starts to break the programming, the handler sends them to a rehab facility. The handler gets them a guardian. The handler drugs them up with alcohol and things of this nature, i.e. Britney Spears. So while Kevin was married to Wendy, he was her handler in the entertainment industry, which in his mind was work. Therefore, he was able to actually fall in love with someone else. Okay. Now, if Kevin, because he is so public about the disdain that happened between him and Wendy Williams, Wendy in the documentary has introduced another handler. Do you guys know who that handler is? The person that Wendy is referring to as her best friend in the documentary. The person that's talking shit to her to get up out the motherfucking goddamn gay bed. The person that is planting money in empty alcohol bottles in her room so that they can produce her for documentary purposes. See, being educated in how film and production works, a lot of what we saw was produced, okay? Even the parts that showed Wendy not in the best light, they were produced. Okay, it was produced. We are seeing it candidly, but it is produced. Okay, so when he walks in there cussing out Wendy on the bed, Wendy knew exactly what was about to go down, and she played her part even though she's not feeling well. Okay, so you got to keep in mind, Wendy Williams wants to be on TV. Wendy Williams wants fame. So again, that started a dichotomy with me because at first I felt bad for watching her in this state. And then another part of me felt like, it's good to see you. And then there was another part that felt like she wants to be seen, even if it's not in the best light, because like she said in the documentary, she wanted to be famous. And somebody in the comment section is talking about trigger words. Yes, this is true. These people that walk up into schools and shoot up a motherfucking school, something is broadcasted to the masses that mean absolutely nothing to us. But when they hear a set of words, they are activated and their mind is programmed to execute a particular task. Okay? Now, what I felt like was happening with Wendy Williams, heartbreak is something that can't be handled or controlled. And I felt like because she was programmed to be in love with Kevin, okay, and he was her handler, when the bow broke, right, like anybody else, okay, you go to a house that has been bought on your name, you're not just going to spray paint the fucking garage, okay? This is her breaking the programming. You're going to burn that shit to the ground. Lisa Left Eye. A lot of people are having movie references in the comment section because the biggest thing with the powers that be is hiding what really goes on in plain sight. So it shouldn't be too foreign for you, but the perception in which you are digesting the information is because I'm bringing it together for you, okay? So what I watched is a new handler introduce himself to Wendy and is governing her life and her estate, her finances, everything of this nature. It then introduced the financial part of it where she does not have access to her money. They're saying Wells Fargo is saying because that there were some red flags on her account or whatever. And mind you, when you have as much money as Wendy Williams has. She is worth $2.8 million. And that's not saying that's what she has in the bank. You can be worth that. Like, I'm worth $2.2 million, but I don't got that in the bank, bitch. Don't. But I do know what I have, so that can put it into scale as to what she's worth, if you will. So I know that there's money there, and when a bank got your money like that, they're making money on your money. So yeah, they have the right to hold it, right? Because they want to make sure something's going on, you know, nothing's going wrong. But I feel like it is being held in vain due to health concerns. Now, mind you, she's unapologetically an alcoholic. When Wendy signed up to do this show, I don't know what the contracts look like, but what I do know is that you are willing to divulge certain parts of you and be exposed a certain type of way. Do I feel like they are gassing up that narrative of her mental instability? I do. But if I'm an alcoholic or a cokehead, I told you all the drugs I used to be on. Okay? And I feel like she's unapologetically herself, and that is a handler's dream, because you can feed them drugs, you can feed them liquor, you can feed them false narratives, and they're going to play the game because all she wants is to be seen and recognized. We are literally watching a MK Ultra deprogramming, reprogramming in front of our eyes. That is what I saw from it. Did I enjoy it? Reluctantly, yes, I did. Let's get to the money part of it. Everybody gotta go. Everybody gotta go. The reason I say that is because I know Wendy Williams had problems before, but this new handler has introduced substances to her that has her derailing. Now, prior to that, I do feel like she was more conscious and able to actually manage her money. What I would have done if I was Wendy, if she could, but she couldn't because she's being handled. Understand how this works, right? So I would have petitioned another bank to seize those assets and then just cut everybody completely off. From little Kevin to the niece to the motherfucking manager to the everybody is corrupt. Everybody. I feel like it started internally with family, and then I feel like people that worked for her or with her got a whiff of the funneling of her coins. The biggest thing that I thought about was when I used to be boosting money from Wetzel's Pretzels.
To help you embezzle money.
Embezzle?
Yeah.
Embezzle?
Because you want to get
Embezzle? Embezzle?
What we did was a pretzel would be like, let's just say $3.25. No, let's just say a pretzel was like $3.25. We would charge $5, keep the $5 bill, give them two pretzels for the price of one, and then I would go about my business with a apron full of money. Now I'm confessing my sins. Since that time period, I mean, I still make a mean pretzel. Baby, and the Wetzel Brothers, if y'all trying to come for me, you better come for everybody who worked for Wetzel's Pretzels in, 2006? Okay? The statutes of limitations didn't kiss my ass. Bitch, give me pretzel emojis in the comment section, ho, because I still make a mean pretzel. That was the vision I had when they were talking about money. It feels like people have found a convenient way to funnel her coins. And I feel like it started with Kevin, but Kevin, again, was her handler, so he was handling everything. I feel like Big Kevin showed Lil Kevin what to do, because why else would you throw a birthday party for yourself for 100 bands? 19 years old, spending 100 bands in Florida on a birthday party with your mama money? Girl, that's unheard of. I mean, I remember Tiana Taylor being on Sweet 16. I don't even think they spent that on her birthday. So I feel like there has been a undisclosed methodology to get some of Wendy's coins. Right? Now, mind you, she still got coins coming in. Wendy still has shows. Wendy has been on TV for a very long time. Every time you go on YouTube and click one of her old shows, or Wendy has a way. When you have seeds in entertainment, it's called residuals. They have money still coming into that account, right? And they're using it for their own personal usages at this time. everybody is suspect to me. I'm side-eyeing Denise. I'm side-eyeing Little Kevin. And Little Kevin, are you of age? Because you look kind of good. If you're not of age, you're going to look good when you get older, okay? I don't trust that manager. I don't trust nobody but Black China. And that says a lot because we haven't even seen her in the documentary yet.
You asked me to fill out W-9 to help you embezzle money.
Embezzle?
Yeah.
Embezzle?
Because you want to get...
Embezzle? Embezzle?
Okay? And it's funny because Wendy Williams just talked shit about Black China on her show. But Black China is in entertainment, and she understands that that was her job. Outside of that, I guess they formed a bond before they started shocking her brain and making her submit to whatever programming that she's under, and she's retaining that relation with her. Black China, the only one I would keep. Black China and them goddamn cats. Okay? It just smells like everybody around her is fucked up. So, before I read this, after the documentary part 1 has been out, producers had something to say, and Bob from Channel 8 is going to do the reporting.
Reporting live from Spiritualism Worldwide. Bob from Channel 8. Bob.
Wendy Williams, documentary producers. If we'd known she had dementia, no one would have rolled the camera. The producer of Lifetime, Where's Wendy Williams, discussed the making of the unsettling documentary and what they learned. So for the better part of a year, his cameras kept rolling, documenting the increasingly fragile state that the former talk show host had found herself in, as she alternatively craved family, her former TV platform, and excessive amounts of alcohol, all while struggling to remain coherent. What ultimately came of the footage is raw, devastating, 4+ hour documentary, which aired on Lifetime over 2 nights weekends. Williams, her son Kevin Hunter Jr., and her jeweler turned manager. That was her jeweler? Williams Selby are all credited as executive producers. Reporting live, Bob from Channel 8.
Reporting live from Spiritualism Worldwide. Bob from Channel 8. Bob.
That makes sense because from what I know about the handler situation and the powers that be, typically they will bestow a new handler as somebody that is already familiar with you. It's easier to make the conversion that way. Okay. Without further ado, Wendy, I love you, and this one's for you. Spirit, is it safe to read this? It is requested from the Spirit that I read this. General question. What's really good with our girl Wendy? In the history of me doing nationwide stories, I have never pulled all reversals in a pyramid reading.
How dare you! I don't like your mother, I don't like your father, I don't like any of them. Nope, none of them.
Everything I said is true. Something that I did not say, though, is that Wendy Williams is very conscious of what is going on. Okay, typically with Project MK Ultra and mind control and handling situations, especially for the usage of money, they are not conscious. They are dissociated. Wendy Williams is almost like she's very conscious of what's happening to her. She's very conscious on how she's appearing. Troll Bootz shows up in reverse with the pew pew card up top. This is giving birth to a new beginning or death. And I hate to say say that, but this can read either way. Queen Fraser shows up in reverse. As you can see on this card, this is a family portrait of mine. This is a card of salvation upright in reverse. This is a card of treachery.
But now it's the problem.
Okay, I don't trust anyone around her. Is her son intentionally stealing money from her? Not intentionally, but he knows no other way to leave. What's up with this new manager of hers? The strength card shows up upright. Bootz is in reverse. He's sent to program and control. He's doing his job, and he's not doing a very good job at it because of the strength of our girl, Wendy Williams. Even though we see her fucked up, she's still very resilient behind those eyes. She's still very, very, very much so resilient. And look, the numbers are dropping because I'm talking about this shit. Look at that. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Every time I start hitting on something, them numbers drop it down and get that eagle on. I think that he's on an assignment and he's doing a good job at his assignment. So we can't really be mad at the manager. We have to be mad at the powers that be. Okay? He's doing his job. Like, so for instance, if Wendy Williams was not famous and in the industry, we would just see her casually walk off, deal with her health concerns, and come back. We're witnessing her in the thrall of the industry right now. This is why. But she knew what she signed up for. She's very knowledgeable with this card right here. Crazy. Again, going back to the previous thing that I had just said, in terms of death, the month of death or rebirth, the month of May is significant. This would be after my birthday. She's gonna die because I do not read death or alive in energy. I know I stay very clean with that. This is a new beginning for her in late May 2024. What will we bear witness to after this documentary is released? I think she might make a return to social media and we will definitely see some more unhinged behavior. What's the niece got going on with this shit? Feels like everything happening to Wendy is karma. I can see that by the way she was doing her confessionals and shit like that. She does have a chip on her shoulder when it comes to when Wendy was conscious. Is she stealing money too? Not money, but she's benefiting in a way that could be perceived as bad as stealing money. Is Black China genuine with Wendy? Yeah. This is a card of like gang members. So they're in the same tribe. That would make sense because they're both in the industry and they both could be perceived as, going through. You know what I'm saying? The Ravage card then shows up upright. This is organized chaos. So she has the same energy that I have. I thrive best in a chaotic environment. So in her mind, she's conscious of what's going on and she's interpreting it as winning. Spirit, is there any chance Wendy can make a full recovery? Not without the help of magic. Her faith, her God is fame. Okay? So when you worship the God of fame, give me a minute. Her mother is here. We're having a conversation in spirit right now, and she is telling her daughter to join her. I'm telling her, I'm not the one to tell her. I don't even know her. Her dad came through too. Her dad said that we'll make it right when she's with us. So I feel like she might have to pass away for people to be accountable. kind of arguing because I'm in spirit and I'm saying, why don't you help her from your side? They're saying we don't have the power. So they don't know their strength is spiritual beings. You might not have the power, but I do. Do I have permission to cast on your daughter? The Marvel Tarot card shows up upright. They don't understand what that means, but they're saying pray for her, pray for her, pray for her. There's something about a church, too. I don't know if this is a church next to a homeless shelter. And I know that the street has a lane. It's a lane, not a street. So I can't see the name of the street, but I can see that it says lane on it. And it's a church next to a homeless shelter. And I feel like this might be in Philadelphia. Okay, I'm being shown a cross. That typically is talking about healing or religion. I don't think Wendy ever referenced her religion in the public. I'm not sure if she is a God-fearing individual. She might not even have a spirituality. Does she have a spirituality? She does not. She believes in what she can see. So that means we have to believe for her. That's the only way. Again, I recently dropped the Heal Someone Else spell. I suggest that you get that and cast with me in my coven on Sunday for the betterment of Wendy Williams. Hopefully we can change this narrative, but they're literally calling her to the other side. They're like, get out of there. Like it's like they're standing by. They don't know their power is spirit because they're still standing there waiting on Wendy to get there. Okay, they love their daughter. Like I can see this. I see her crying and the spirits of them hugging around her neck. I want us to. They're talking about her neck. Is she being choked or something? Let's just pay attention to the neck. Just make sure that y'all write down that I said something like that. Something about her neck. What's something about Bobby? Who is Bobby? Bobby, not Bobby Brown. Child, I hope you're not talking about Bobby Brown. I'm seeing a spirit of an undead child. This is a child that wouldn't have been able to be born. This is, the child she miscarriages in that documentary. Okay, well, what's your purpose? He's saying he got her coins. Something about value here. What about the coins, honey? I mean, because you're doing a terrible job. He's saying wait on it. This is saying wait on it and wait for her to be... Okay, let me think. Maybe this is a coma and not necessarily death. Because what I'm getting is she's not going to die. But she is going to be reborn based upon the first card that I pulled. And I know Kevin ain't going to have no baby no time soon, so I don't necessarily channel new birth in her bloodline. I'm channeling a rebirth of Wendy. I mean, if so, that would be a hell of a miracle, and it will also be a hell of a production, too, because we saw you dip so far down, and there is no cure for dementia. I mean, Coven, I guess it's time to get to work. Thank you for joining us, Spirit. I really appreciate that. Thank you for deeming me worthy enough to come visit. I got you. I'll do what I can on the mortal coil, and hopefully we can. Hopefully you can visit Wendy. So if Wendy does go into a coma, know that it's not over. Know that she's just communing with spirit. You know, she doesn't have a spirituality. She doesn't have a religion. She believes in what she can see. So she needs to feel that. You know, raise your hand if your life changed when you had a near-death experience. You know, it's not too late, even though she's older. Can I get a time frame on that? That's by the end of the year. Okay, so, again, new beginnings around May after my birthday. So that's like, my birthday is May 20th. So that will be in the season of Gemini. In the season of Gemini or late Taurus, we will see a something. Something's gonna happen. Okay. it may or may not be the end based upon her parents and an unborn child with his hand on her finances. It was a lot. Let us pray for our girl, Wendy. God of the universe, God of love, God of light. Thank you. And I pray that you bless Wendy. Allow her the strength, tenacity, clear-headedness, beautiful, beautiful healing energy surrounding her. Allow any snake in her midst to have their head cut off. Allow her to be strong, brave, and stand tall once more, and continue to entertain the masses. As she is a child of fame, I ask the gods of fame to bless her in that path and make it positive attention and not negative attention. I pray these things from somebody who has been a fan of her for 10 plus years. Ashe. Amen. So motet people at sa. And I dedicate the 100th episode of season 7 of my web show to you.
How you doing? 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 ¿Cómo está? How you doing? 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 ¿Cómo está? How you doing? 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 How you doing?
And now, when I reprimand your ass, Wendy gonna do it.
How dare you! I don't like the mother, I don't like the father, I don't like any of them. Nope, none of them. Fire everybody and escape now. How dare the family? How dare them? Death to all of them.
Run up on me, you get served, motherfucker. You motherfuckers got me geeked up.